All right, what's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. It's a beautiful book right here, 300 pages. If you want it for free for now, it's still available at smartrealestatewholesaling.com. I'm also the creator of 11dayschallenge.com. So I've got about 6 questions that came in over the week, and we're just going to dive in. Here we'll talk about real estate, just real estate. In particular, we focus on investing, real estate investing. We talk about wholesaling. We talk about investing. We're talking about building wealth with real estate. We're talking about building income with real estate. Those are two different things, but we're talking about all of it, real estate investing. So this is where you want to hang out and make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the if you want to keep seeing more and more stuff like this. Now, over the past 1 week or so, something happened. I don't know what happened, but one of the videos on our channel just blew up, had like 12,000 views. I don't know what happened, but I wanted to point that out to you that if you're working very hard on some kind of project and it's worthwhile, it will take one of three different things: take time, patience, and you want to make sure it's attached to your personal purpose somehow, somewhere. You have to have a big why, a big old chunk of why, because if you don't, nothing happens overnight. It takes a minute before anything blows up. But let me see if I can show you what I am talking about here. But this happened literally overnight. But I just wanted to show it to you as an example of what's possible. And when you just focus on your mission, your purpose in life, you focus on your message. And if it takes you having to create more income to get there, then you're in the right place. If you want to build wealth, retirement, you're in the right place again. So again, if you want to get started, 11dayschallenge.com is where you want to go. But over the past 1 week or so, let me share my screen just in case I need to do that a little bit later. Over the past 1 week or so, we've had like 6 questions that I thought we should go into. All right, so the screen you're looking at is essentially our YouTube data, but again, anything is possible. You know, when you put your heart to something and you start working. I'm gonna go to dashboard. This is the same channel you're on right now on YouTube. So I'm not sure if you're watching on Facebook. As you can see, there's a 284% increase here. We have 2,700 subscribers. So if you want to join 2,700 other people, hit the like button for sure, for sure. But if I go to analytics here, you can see that spike right there. This is the spike I'm talking about. So when I saw this, it says something about paid ads, but that's not true. You know, when I scroll down here, I noticed that this video, so you can search for it later if you want. This video over the past 1 week has acquired. This video was shot back in January 2017. It's a 9 minutes, actually a little bit longer, maybe almost like an hour video of me interviewing one of the top guys on YouTube, Ivan Kumaiko. He teaches entrepreneurs, basically mixes videos of other entrepreneurs, biggest entrepreneurs in the world. So it's a very cool channel that I used to pay a lot of attention to. Every now and then I still watch video on there. But anyway, I interviewed him because he launched a book. He launched a book. Frankly, he was probably one of the people that like made me wanted to write my books too. By the way, I have 2 books here: Real Estate Money Secrets and Real Estate Wholesale, Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, that you can go download for free by simply going to smartrealestatewholesaling.com. But anyway, the point here is that here is it right here, 12,000 views in 1 week. I can literally click into it so I can show you what I'm talking about. You can see that spike, 12,000 views, all happened, and just in the all happened within the last 1 week. Why? How? I don't know. But if you keep working very hard, it's a 49 minutes video. If you keep working hard, this is what's possible. Okay. But I just wanted to share that as a part of the update here. It's important because it's applicable to every other business that you may have going on. It's actually very applicable. It takes time. It takes patience. If it doesn't take time and patience, it was fake, and the chances are it's not going to happen some kind of luck happened, miracle happened. It does happen, but you can't really build business around that. Okay. So that's something I wanted to share with you. So the 6 questions that came in over the week, let's go ahead and dive into that. The first question I have here is, what is micro flipping in real estate? Micro flipping in real estate is a term. It's a term that I coined. Okay, but it's a good chance that there's this other kids that coined it and they create a product around it. They're called connected investors. They're out there. But I remember that a while back, like a few years ago, literally, I think around 2016 or so, I created a video just off of the term micro flipping real estate, and I thought it was really slick. That's all. Okay, because about 9 years ago, no, about 11 years ago, 2009, I learned a concept called attraction marketing, and it's something I've applied in my business. It's basically a leverage point. It's a really, really slick leverage point that allows you to produce more with less resources. Okay, and that's something that I teach heavily inside of my Empire Pro. Just in case you follow me, I'm obsessed with leverage, right? If there's a way you could do it with less resources, I'll do that. And the reason why I don't teach things like cold calling, even though I know how to. If you search on this same channel, you'll see me cold calling live. I know how to. I can close deals. But it's not about that. It's not about what I can do. It's about what can get done in the shortest amount of time with less resources. It's called leverage. Because if I don't pay attention to that, uh, then my competitors, which is basically new people coming into the game every day, they will basically catch up on me. Everyone can pick up a phone and start cold calling. Everyone can do that. So meaning there's a low barrier entry there. That means there's a higher chance the competition will increase that much more, right? So I've always been obsessed with the idea of using technology. So real estate investing, real estate wholesaling using technology is essentially what micro flipping is. Okay, and it's not just isolated technology. So what I mean by that is that sometimes a new tool comes out, as long as it's a low barrier of entry. Like if it costs $10, that means anyone can come into it, right? Then it's just going to be watered down only a matter of time, right? Hence why 11 days challenge is going up in price significantly, right? Hence why even the book is not going to be available for download for free soon, because once everyone and anyone can access it anyhow without doing so much work or investing anything, some kind of resource, it gets watered down, right? So we got to put some kind of price on it, because when people don't pay, they also don't pay attention. So back to micro flipping. Micro flipping is simply using technology, but I don't mean isolated technology, meaning uh, technology that can expire very soon or at some point. I'm talking about perpetually, always looking about what's the next big thing, what's the next new thing. Okay, everyone is doing this right now. That means there's an opening somewhere, because mankind, people, your ideal prospect are also moving, right? So they're moving their attention somewhere else. If it's too much attention here, basically what happens is like it's like Facebook. Everyone kind of like, I don't want to go there anymore, and you see a bunch of ads. You still use it, but now more people have migrated to Instagram and then to TikTok and then to Snapchat. It's the same thing in real estate. The idea of paying attention to that is what micro flipping is. How can you use technology and continue to perpetually evolve with technology when it comes to real estate investing? That's what that is all about, and that's something we focus heavily on here. Now, the connected investor guys, they put together like some kind of community where they claim that they have investors ready to buy. The truth is that the best investors that are going to buy your deal, there's public record showing that they already bought deals. So don't get sold too much on that. At the end of the day, there's still going to be extra stuff to learn beyond the technology itself. So the point I'm making there is that micro flipping is an ever evolving thing. It's the idea of just perpetually being obsessed with the idea of leverage in your business of real estate. All right. So, but again, if that's what you're looking, you want to make sure you're at on the edge. You want to make sure you're ahead of the curve always. That's what we do here in My Empire Pro. Speaking of, I just finished taping Facebook marketing for real estate. Okay, 11 days challenge to Facebook ads, the real estate investors edition. I just finished that. So hopefully by end of today, end of tomorrow, end of the day tomorrow, it will be up for the members so you can start. Okay, for the premium members. Okay, and as far as if you're not a premium member, you just want to pay for it one time, we'll be putting that together as well too. But it's 11 days challenge, just like everything else. 11 days you get all set up. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. All right, so question here, can I wholesale a pre-foreclosure? All right, so first of all, what's a pre-foreclosure for those of you that may not know? What is foreclosure? Foreclosure is when a bank comes after a property and that was basically signed into contract as a collateral for a mortgage loan before. It could be a mortgage loan. Also, it could be taxes, property taxes. It could be a lien against the property. It could be a mechanical lien. Mechanical lien is basically a lien that was put on a property by a contractor. So somebody finished work on your house, you signed a contract with them, and you couldn't make the payment. They can slap a mechanical lien on your property. And yes, in many states, they can legally foreclose on your property. But they will just have to pay for other senior liens beyond that. So the most senior lien is usually the property taxes. To the city, to the county, local county, or the city, depends on what state you're living, right? But the point I'm making there is this, okay? Foreclosure is when you owe somebody money and they exercise their right to take the property away from you, okay? Pre-foreclosure is when you stop payment, a mortgage payment, okay? If there are payments attached to a property, the moment you stop and they record another piece of document, in many states, they call it the lease pending. Okay, which means pending lawsuit, right? Or some people call it notice of default. When they record that against your property, that shows a public record and it's now called pre-foreclosure. All right, so now that you know what that is, can you wholesale pre-foreclosure? Yes, you can, because pre-foreclosure is still owned by the owner of the property. Okay, the owner of the property still owns the property. It's just a notice of default that's recorded at the county government record house to say, hey, just the public knows this person owes me money and I have intentions to foreclose. So sometimes it comes with an intent to foreclose depending on what state. That's another document, and sometimes it's all together. Basically, it's an intention. In real English, it's an intention to foreclose on the property, meaning take the property away from the owner due to lack of payment, due to a default on a payment that was arranged before. Okay, so can you wholesale it? Everything stays the same way. The only thing is that whatever they owe on the property, just like it was normal, they have to pay. And usually when there's a pre-foreclosure, that means they've stopped payments, possibly up to 90 days. So whatever the arrears and all the fees that comes with the fact that they stopped payments, somebody has to pay for that. So if it still makes sense in the deal, yes, absolutely, you can wholesale pre-foreclosure. But as far as there anything extra that you need to know, no, not really, except that you can actually use that as your negotiation tactic. So if the owner says it's in pre-foreclosure, they're going to take away the property, you can say, okay, if they don't have to take away the property, let me buy the property and you can move on with your life. And they may say yes, boom, right? So that's the answer to that. Let's go on to the next question here. Can you really flip houses with no money? So let's focus on really, right? Because that person obviously that's asking this question has seen maybe in different places that, hey, you can flip houses with no money down, right? No money down. Not necessarily no money, right? But it's more like none of your personal money, okay? It's simply none of your personal money that has to be involved in the transaction. And this is true with everything else in life. It's not just real estate, okay? I think people get wrapped around the whole idea of, but this is real estate. Obviously, it takes money, down payment, closing costs to buy real estate. You're absolutely right. The only thing that's not true about that statement is it doesn't have to be your money, okay? There are people that are able to put the money down, actually pay cash for the property. There are people that are able to pay full-blown closing costs on the property that they want. but they don't have the time to find the desired property, and you get paid for that. Oh yeah, that's what realtors do, except that the realtors have to actually represent the interest of the seller and the buyer. There's something called the fiduciary interest. They have to basically protect their interest. As an investor, you're not obligated to protect anyone's interest, but you're only obligated. It's not really an obligation. It's a choice that you have, that you can help investors who for the most part don't have the time or the resources or the skill set to market and find good deals. You can acquire that skill set. You probably have the time if you don't have money, right? Or you can create the time and learn how to find deals. Okay. So the question is that, what is deals? How do I identify a deal? A deal is something that somebody values, that okay, it's a lot cheaper than what you will find it for on the market. What is a deal to each individual investor? That can vary from location to location, from investor to investor. But once you find a deal that's basically fit most people's criteria, so for example, 40 cents, 50 cents on a dollar of a property will be a deal for anyone, considering there's not a lot of work to be done in the property, because they can literally buy the property and sell it the next day, right? And make a profit. So that's valuable if you learn how to find such deals. No, you've just invested your time in real estate, no money involved. Somebody else's money was involved. Not only that, they paid you a fee for finding the deal. And it's as simple as that. So can you flip houses with no money all day long? Yes, 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 all day long. But hopefully that explanation made it make sense to you. The next one here is, what does Birddogging mean in real estate? Let's talk about that for a second. So when I first joined real estate back in the days, 2005 to be precise, was when I went crazy real estate. I bought my first course. My first big course was $3,000 in December 2004. And I think I went crazy in the summer of 2005, and I closed my first deal in December 2005. And so at that time, the material, one of the courses that I bought another course for like $300 from a guy called Richard Douglas. And that book or whatever that course material, there were like two books, basically like a course. And he mentioned Birddogging as a type of real estate investing. He mentioned wholesaling as a type of real estate investing. He mentioned short sale as another type, and then mentioned fix and flipping as another type. But once I started doing the business, I noticed that it was 2005, not 2020 now, right? It was 2005. It sounds like this is about the same thing, okay? It's just about the same thing, except that people that are fixing and flipping, they have good credit, good cash, and they can put money down and buy the property so they can flip, right? So they can actually fix and flip. But wholesale, short sale is essentially a bunch of negotiations, okay? Including Birddogging. Okay, Birddogging is the idea. Is the term? The term is from hunting dogs that basically they send out to go hunt for stuff, right? So Birddogging, I don't know exactly what the extra history there is, but the idea is that hunting dogs. Okay, so you go hunt for houses. Okay, and hunting for houses, isn't that something that wholesalers do? Okay, you learn marketing. Okay, if you're smart, you learn digital marketing to find real estate deals. Okay, you hunt for houses. Okay, so that's what but the idea was Birddogging don't necessarily make as much money. Okay, Birddogging, you find me a house, I gave you find me a house because I gave you a card. Hey, referral fees back then, right? Referral fees, I pay you money if you find me a house, and then once we close, I sent you $500 or $200, and then you're happy because you're not really in the business. It's just free. It's just free $200, right? So it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. But the truth is that Birddogging is this. If you really want to build a business out of this, you're not really a bird dog. But it's the same thing. It's just hunting for houses. Okay, it just means you're hunting for houses. So it was just a terminology that was used for people that are not necessarily doing the business full time. Okay, and and people that versus people that are doing marketing, actively marketing, looking for deals every day, even if they want to fix and flip it themselves or they want to flip it to other people to fix and flip, right? Either way, it's all the same thing. So don't overthink it. It just means real estate investing. But maybe all you have is time. You're in the right place. You can learn how to use your time to hunt for houses and get paid 10, 20, 30,000 dollars just for doing so. All right. So let me do a quick shout out here. Shout out to Blue. Shout out to Blue. Thank you so much. I think you're saying congrats based on the video that blew up. I guess. Thank you. All right. Shanita, welcome. Shanita Blue. Is that your wife? I'm not sure. Why are you both blue? But either way, thank you so much. All right. So let's move on to the next one here. What is the 70% rule in house flipping? What is the 70% rule? All right. So I think it's important that I share a screen here. Okay. Let's see here. Stop screen. Yeah, I think it's important that I share screen. Let's go to my Firefox. All right, share screen. All right, awesome. Okay. Okay, all right. So, and you want to go to a free tool that I put together for you all. It's called dealestimator.com. It forwards you to the tool on our website, myEmpirePRO.com. Okay, and this is the tool right here. Okay, and there are three different tools here. These two are very good. The first two are very good. Actually, I could do some more work on the subject to calculator here. So, but it's good too, right? So I'm going to use this one, ARV calculator. Let's just use that for example, right? A couple of things, okay? ARV calculator. What is ARV? It's after repair value. It means after repair value, right? So if you're asking the question, what is the 70% rule in house flipping? It simply means that your cost of acquiring the property or acquisition of the property cannot be more than 70%. Okay, it's not 70% everywhere in the world. In some location is 65%, meaning all the investors in that area on an average, they suggest that your cost, that means your cost of acquisition and the cost of repairing the property, that's all together cannot be more than 70%. Why? Because that's why you're in business. You want to make money, right? So you want to leave some room, right? You want to leave some room for you want to leave some room to make money, right? Profit, because there's going to be other costs. There's going to be closing costs. There's going to be holding costs. There's going to be money cost. There's going to be business cost, aka profit, right? And all those other fees somehow has to be paid for. You got to feed your family, right? So that's where the 70% rule comes from. It could be 65%. It could be 50%. It depends. It just means the cost of acquisition and the cost of construction or repair of the property cannot be more than 70% of the after repair value of the property. After repair value of the property is essentially how much that property, after all fixed up, after rehab or after repair, right? That's why they call it after repair value or after rehab value. That cannot be more than 70%. If it's more than 70%, you just decrease the chances of you making of doing profitable business. All right. So let's see here. Let me go here. So this is the calculator right here. The calculator asks you, okay, this one is the ARV calculator, so you can calculate ARV, but the best tool for this, honestly, is at empirebigdata.com. You have all the tools you need to do it. It basically it's a tool that I use personally, but if you want to support us here, you use our link, which is Empire Big Data, but it's PropStream. Okay, you sign up for a free account, 7 days trial, and try it out, and it works. But if you're going to build this business, as a tool that you need to have all the time. All right, so that's one. So that's the ARV calculator. Why do you need the ARV? Because you need to know what the property is worth after repair. You need to basically know what, the average, the weighted average of 3 to 5 comparable properties within the area, 1 mile radius, that's sold within the last 6 months to a year, that's what you want, depending on the location, right? So if you go back here, we have the maximum allowable offer. uh Basic, it means the maximum you can pay for a property. That's where the 70% rule comes from. And as you can see here, there's a 65% rule here, there's 70% rule here. In very busy market where houses flip very quickly, they can even go up to 80%, meaning they can pay up to 80% of what the property is actually worth on a good day. So let's say, for example, this property is worth $250,000, right? And let's say the rehab on a scale of 1 to 10 is 3, right? Then we just say low, small rehab, until you do a proper estimate, right? So if you're going to be a fix and flipper, you want to fix it yourself, you want to make sure you do a proper estimate and not use this. But this is good enough to put an offer if you're a wholesaler, because you can always renegotiate. But if you ask the homeowner and say, hey, what is the property worth? And they say, how much repair it needs, just minor stuff, just carpeting. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? Maybe 1 or 2 repairs that it needs. Then you just use that one, right? And then the offer spits out this number at you based on how much you would like to make, which is probably about $10,000 on this type of deal, and the rule that you set here. If it's 65%, you see that number will change. That means you got to pay a little bit less than that. So this is a really cool tool that you may find useful. All right. So Shinida says bird dogs are types of hunting dogs. Yes. I was trying to remember that, but yeah, they are hunting dogs that are bred to assist hunters locate and retrieve birds. Yes, exactly. These dogs can be described as either pointers or flushers. All right. My tagline for my business is doing the hard bird dog so you don't have to. I am trained to locate and flush real estate, and how I have skills that you go beyond task of just finding RE. All right, awesome. That's awesome. All right, so let's move on to the last question, but not the least of the day. How do I start wholesaling real estate? All right, it's a good question. Wholesaling means you lock up properties under contract at a price that's less than what is worth in today's market, right? For the purpose of assigning the contract to an end buyer, right? Uh, you can make a lot of money doing that, okay? But I teach smart real estate wholesaling here, meaning doing everything from a laptop from home, so you can do more and be more productive and not be at the mercies of everyone joining the business just to call, right? You want to build a real business behind this, right? So how do you start? Honestly, it starts with market research. Okay. So there's this, I almost forgot. There's this right here. All right. There's this 5 stages of the process that you need to master. Okay. If you see other people teaching real estate wholesaling out there, somehow, somewhere, they may tell you 7 steps, they may tell you 20 steps, they may tell you 2,000 steps. It all fits into this. Okay. It all starts with data. Okay. Data is in 2020 and beyond. This is where you need to be at. That's how you need to be thinking about business, period. Okay. This is how you need to be thinking, period. When you data, your business starts with data, not with who do you call first. It starts with data analysis. You need to understand data. Why? Because every business in 2020 and beyond must be thinking business intelligence. And how else is your business going to have the intelligence that it needs? How else, other than having access to data? Not just that, but knowing how to analyze the data, or having the tool to analyze data right from your phone, right from your laptop, without having to leave your house. This is how you build business in this time and age. Everything else, some people, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of trainers, gurus are teaching to oversimplify it. Just pick up the car, just start driving around town. I get it. They just want you to get started. You'll figure the rest out on your own after you do research. I get that part. Okay. But if you come here to this channel I feel like it's my calling to tell you that this is a real business. The easiest way for you to build a business is to treat it like a business in 2020 and beyond. So it's data because you need business intelligence. Okay. So that's the first step, understanding that this is going to be about data. After data, you learn how to convert data into contacts, and from contacts into leads, and then from leads into contracts, right? And then into deals. You miss any part of this, there's no money, because money comes from people. And then people are on the far extreme right hand side of the screen you're looking at. Okay. There's like everything in between. There are ways to actually extract money from everything in between, but no one else is teaching it, I guarantee you, except inside of my Empire Pro. Okay. They wait up till you close a deal before you make money. There are ways to make money before all of that. Okay. And remember, we talked about micro wholesaling, we talked about attraction marketing, we're talking about funded proposals, which I haven't touched. I can't touch that here right now. We're talking about self-liquidating offers. We're talking about self-liquidating business that basically spits money at you at every step in the process through this game. And that's what I'm talking about. But the question of how do I start wholesaling real estate? It start with understanding data and understanding that it's about data, learning how to analyze data. And then before you talk about contacts, which can be either contact information or the act of contacting homeowners, right? Contacting homeowners, I prefer that they're the one that initiate the contact, because the conversation is a lot more easier. That means they found some kind of marketing message somewhere that speaks at them, like, okay, I need this person, I need to talk to this person. The conversation suddenly goes from being salesy to you're consulting, you're saying, how may I help you? As opposed to and some people will tell you, oh, you're looking for easy ways. No, it's not looking for easy ways. It's looking for ways that's with the times. Okay. People appreciate the power of choices. The fact that they made the choice to call you or to contact you makes them feel at ease, because they know that they really need you. All right. That's that right there. Let's see here. Let me answer your question. That's it for today, but I'm going to answer your question, Shanita Blue. How do I get your book? The book is at, let me just put that here. Okay. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, wholesaling.com. All right. I'll put that in the chat box, and that's it right there. Okay. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling.com. All right. So it's in the chat box. This link right here. That's where you want to go. Okay. Even though Facebook, let me make sure, okay, you're on YouTube. Okay. Facebook is acting out. All right. So let's go on to your next question here so I can round up for the day. By the way, we come here 4 p.m. Every 4 p.m. every Tuesday. Okay. As long as I'm in town, we're here every Tuesday 4 p.m. So make sure you hang out with us. Bring your questions. Can you explain the difference between 1 and 3? 1 is data, 3 is leads. Yes. Okay, so we can't call it leads until there's an actual person that you're in contact with behind. So data is just property addresses. So for example, driving for dollars, when you go around town and you're driving around, you're writing down addresses. That's called data collection. That's part of the business, but it's the slowest way to build a business, right? But you're basically collecting data. You can collect that same data right from your laptop. You can collect 200 of them in like 1 second. Okay, that's just data collection. The property address, information about the property, is the property in foreclosure. Those are all pieces of data. Even up to the point that you have phone numbers of potential sellers, right? That's still just data, right? The moment you contact them, which is an actual act, when you actually pick up a phone or they pick up a phone, which is my preference because it makes your life easier, right? Or they pick up the phone and contact you, you now have, at that point, there's a lead. A lead, you can't call it leads until there's an actual interest that was identified. Does that make sense? There's an actual interest to sell, or at least to talk to you, okay? If there is no actual interest to talk to you about what you're offering, which is to buy the house, it's not a lead. It's just data. Okay, it's just ones and zeros, and it's actually just data, right? So we can call it information once you pull up phone numbers. Let's say you want to use a strategy of SMS texting, or you want to use a strategy of cold calling, then you can say that's information because you turn that data into meaningful information to actually contact people, right? But it's not even yet leads until you actually identify interest, the keyword interest, okay? Interest. Even somebody seeing your ad on Facebook that says, I buy houses, that's just an impression. That's not leads until they click on it and fill out the form, and boom, that will now be called a lead. Okay. So that's the difference. All right. So yeah, the book is at Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, starting in a very short period here. We're just working on it. It's not going to be available for free download anymore. You will have to at least pay for shit. It's available everywhere too, by the way. It's on Amazon everywhere. I think Amazon $34.95 now, something like that. But that's it. That's all I have for you today. I am exhausted. I still have to do some editing on the Facebook course. So I need to kind of like wrap it up, at least send it to people that will do the actual editing. So I'm a little exhausted. I gotta rest a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Okay, and then we'll take it from there. Let me address this one last thing before I leave. I always looked at driving for dollars at leads, not data. Ooh, oops. There's I mean, I guess everyone has the right to do what they do, but for the purpose of the outlook can affect your business. That outlook on it can affect your business. You may, just waste time for no reason. Um, it's not leads, it's just data. Okay. Yep. How can I connect with you to hopefully have you be a speaker on my private Facebook page? The best way to reach out is to send a email to myEmpirePRO@gmail.com or support@myEmpirePRO.net, and just send us more of your information and what your platform is about, and all of that. But I'm always open to that. We just got to fit it into the schedule. All right. Thank you, Shanita. Thank you, Blue. We'll talk to you guys on the next one. And I want to make sure that you're not just seeing this page before we'll wrap it up. Oh, all right. I'll put that in there. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. It's support@myEmpirePRO. That's our website, .net. Not .com. .com is a website, but .net is an email. My Empire Pro, your content couldn't be shared because this link goes against our. Oh, okay. You're on YouTube, so you should be able to see that email. Support@myEmpirePro.net. All right, see you guys on next week. If you haven't gotten started yet, let me just say this really quickly. Let's see. If you are brand new here and you haven't gotten started, I'm trying to get rid of this banner so you can see okay, there you go. If you're looking for mentorship education about this whole process, just go to 11dayschallenge.com right now. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.